Pass the FE, earn your degree. The policy that we are proposing is that all civil engineering students at the University of Texas at Tyler must pass the FE exam in order to graduate.
I'm Managain Mesa.
I'm Christopher McMillan.
Schneider.
I'm Landon Nelson.
And I'm Nicholas Clements.
To start off, the most important part is forming relationships with appropriate policymaking officials. We kind of broke it down into two categories of policymakers are essential for implementing the FE exam graduation requirement at UT Tyler. We have system level officials and UT Tyler specific leadership. At the system level, ABET is critical as it accredits engineering programs, ensuring any curriculum changes meet the expectations and accreditation standards. Next, the THECB looks over public university degree program requirements in Texas, making their approval necessary for maintaining compliance and state funding eligibility. Additionally, TB Pels governs professional engineering licensure in Texas, and their support would verify the policy's alignment with professional standards. Lastly, the UT System Chancellor and Board of Regents, in charge of the entire UT system and governing policies affecting all UT institutions, play a key role in the UT system-wide backing for the policy, ensuring we have the same result in mind in broader engineering education goals. As for the public policy making officials specifically for UT Tyler, it begins with the UT Tyler president, dean of the College of Engineering, and the department chair of civil engineering. They play crucial roles in approving and implementing the policy. The president has final authority over significant institutional policies, while the dean and department chair manage the curriculum changes and the faculty coordination. Most importantly, the faculty is essential for integrating FE exam prep into coursework and ensuring students are well prepared. On the other hand, the provost's office determines whether the policy aligns with academic standards and does not create unintended barriers for students. Student orgs such as ASCE and Chi Epsilon represent the student body and can help build support while addressing concerns, including financial aid options for exam fees. And finally, local industry partners provide valuable insight for workforce expectations and reinforce the importance of FE exam for career readiness. Their endorsement strengthens the policy's credibility and employer-university relationships. As far as our plan on building trust with policymakers to join or implement the policy, the four most important things for us to do is to have clear communications, and that includes holding meetings, presentations, and forums to promote the policy's benefit, such as better job opportunities and a catalyst for more engineers pursuing being a PE. Next is data-driven evidence that shows FE exam pass rates, job placement statistics, and successful examples from other universities that helps us show the value of this requirement. The next thing is a gradual implementation. To make it easier on the staff and students, we need to first recommend the exam before making it mandatory, allowing students and faculty time to adjust, and seeking input from faculty, students, and industry professionals that will ensure the policy is practical and well supported. Lastly, sharing success stories from graduates who pass the FE exam early will demonstrate real-world benefits. We can build trust and encourage the leaders to adopt this policy by being open, transparent, and collaborative. The detailed plan that we have to get the public policy decision will kind of develop where the proposal goes through, and then we'll go into more detail on the 6 policy steps. Once a foundation of trust has been laid, the next step is to secure formal approval to implement the policy effectively. The proposal would be first presented to the department chair and faculty, and then it would be the Dean of Engineering and Academic Affairs Office, and then next the UT Tyler President, and lastly through the UT System Chancellor and Board of Regents. As we're working with these people, we'll also be working with the THECB and ABET to make sure we're in compliance with state educational policies and continuous engagement with students, faculty, and industry partners to maintain support and provide solutions for concerns.
Jumping right into the agenda setting, what has made this issue arise are the concerns that graduate engineers are not acquiring the expected competency levels. There is no standardized level of engineering knowledge, and not having the knowledge base and able to perform the intended task once in the professional industry. The causes of this issue is that some graduate engineers are unable to pass the FE exam. Some graduates will delay taking the FE exam, in which the longer you delay, the more knowledge fades away from your academic studying, making the FE exam more difficult to pass. This can lead to the PE exam becoming more difficult and can cause last-minute licensing barriers. Another cause is unmastered fundamental concepts, and lastly, a more competitive job market because some states and industries require the FE exam in order to attain a position at the firm. Several students here at UT Tyler have a personal experience with this issue. The students that plan to take the FE exam after graduation have to schedule several months of studying due to our classes not necessarily preparing us to take the exam right away. For the students who are planning to take the exam prior to graduation, they are forced to plan around their academic and work schedule using what little free time they have to prepare themselves, which can be very overwhelming with the current workload. Having an FE prep class, we can provide students with dedicated study times each week. The primary objectives we hope to achieve from this policy is to enhance trust and competency of new graduate engineers, better align engineering education with industry and regulatory expectations, improve the quality and reputation here at UT Tyler, and enhance student employability.
Policy formulation is a process of identifying a problem and then addressing solutions to that problem. There are 5 main steps, which start with identify the problem, which in this case, more than a problem, it would be to implement an improvement, which is for all students to get the FE before they graduate. To set clear objectives from the school, it would be to have a 1% rate of graduate students with the FE. On the third step, we have engaging the key stakeholders, which is basically the people that this is gonna be benefited from. So the students would have the FE for the curriculum. For the school, it would be really beneficial because it would give more prestige, and even for other companies because they would be able to rely on a school to hire people from that. On the fourth step, we have analyzing different options. It could be either creating a course, like a class, for students to prepare for this test, or maybe financial help, or different chances to pass this test. And finally, the fifth step, we have drafting the policy, which will be writing this policy and giving it to approval.
Policy legitimization is defined by Michael E. Kraft as giving legal force to decisions through legislative, executive, or judicial rulings. In order to make passing the fundamentals of engineering exam mandatory to graduate, the decision must first be made by the president of the university or the board of trustees to change the policy. Once these officials have changed the policy, it is then their responsibility to legitimize their decision in the eyes of the student population. The first step in this process is to make the student population aware that they have changed the policy. This could be accomplished through sending mass emails to the engineering department. The next step in this process is to justify the change in policy. Additional emails should be sent to the student population describing the benefits to them of the change in policy, thus building acceptance of the policy. And lastly, a solid plan for implementation and enforcement must be available.
As far as for the policy implementation, it's defined as the set of activities directed toward putting a program into effect. So for us in our policy, how do we get the wheels rolling? The 3 things that are necessary for successful implementation is organization, interpretation, and application. Moreover, the organization for the FE exam graduation requirement would be creating and giving access to the students and faculty to exam prep courses, practice exams, and testing support to increase pass rates. Also setting up an FE exam office or designated position to handle concerns and issues that arise. Opening opportunities to financial assistance or refunds on a first taken pass. Plus regular evaluations of the policy through the students' feedback and checking the pass rates. Balancing effectiveness and fairness of the policy. Next, the interpretation of the plans and requirements needs to be clear and promoted frequently to the students, making sure that they understand what the expectations are as they come in as a first-year student in the civil engineering department. Using that in the civil engineering department meeting reminding them through class curriculum why, understanding how the FE handbook should be used to drive the point of their preparation for the FE exam. In every civil specific class and subject mirroring aspects of the test and how it asks questions, but knowing the hope is for the students to understand the actual fundamentals of engineering in math, science, physics, ethics, and design. Lastly, the application is developing the policy over time and ensuring everything is in place for it to not hurt students, faculty, or the department, but for their benefit. Adjusting the curriculum slowly to have the FE exam problem solving and using similar reference materials. Transitioning general ethics, economics, and math courses to integrate FE prep. Mainly the FE prep courses will be junior and senior year courses, once basics are completed in math and science. Furthermore, phasing in the requirements for graduation. At first, letting it be highly encouraged to take the FE exam. Second, it is now required to take the FE exam at least once before graduating, but passing isn't mandatory. And finally, regulating that passing the FE exam is mandatory for passing and graduating. Rolling these out, each in the difference of 3 to 4 years, tracking the results and the impact for each.
Sorry, policy evaluation. So the policy evaluation is basically just understanding exactly how the policy is working. Is it doing the jobs that it needs to be done? Are we getting things done? Is there a way to fix it? And so evaluating it is essentially, it's just looking at the policy. Is the policy doing its job correctly? Is it effectively getting what we need to get done? And in this case, it's passing the FE for students, and so that they can grow and be better and make the school look a lot more prestigious. We can do this through annual pass rate reviews. Seeing how students are doing, if they're passing the exam, if they're not passing the exam, understanding if they're able to effectively get that job done. And if they're not doing that, we can say, hey, is there a way to adjust the prep material that they're getting in the classes that they're doing based on the result diagnostics that they get? And how is this affecting job opportunities? Are they getting job opportunities out of school? Is it being effective? And most importantly, one of the things that we overlook is just gathering feedback from the students, the faculty, and the boards that govern this. This is the most important because this is who it's directly affecting. We also want to analyze, hey, are the benefits outweighing the costs? That's the most effective thing, is a cost benefit analysis and making sure that that's the number one goal. But yeah, you can shoot to the next slide. Which is kind of talking more about the change. And so, okay, well, we've evaluated the policy. Is it effectively doing what it's supposed to? And if not, how are we going to change it? And so changing it, it applies these unforeseen challenges that we have and takes them slowly and makes them better and effectively changes it. I know a lot of the time we see policy and we think, oh, it should be perfect. It's not. Policy is never going to be perfect. It's an ever-changing thing. It's evolving and becoming better slowly over time. A policy should never be perfect. If it is, then it's wrong. And so we're making sure that, hey, this policy is going to be effectively changed. If students aren't passing their FE, how can we change the prep material to make it where they can? How can we implement cost and effective to pay for these exams to make it where it's easier for students to take? And so these slow periodical changes will just make it so that it's more effective and gets the job done. And it's, like I said, always can be improved upon. And so hopefully this will enact a stronger school system and make it more prestigious for students and the school alike. So. Thank you for your time.